They just announced breaking news right now. We have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon with signature shoes coming.
The basketball universe just witnessed the most glorious implosion in WNBA history, flavored like envy with a drizzle of desperation. Caitlin Clark unveiled her fresh Nike signature logo, and the uproar has been nothing short of legendary. The instant the double C hit cyberspace, fans erupted, lines wrapped around storefronts, and social feeds exploded into endless Clark mania. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is likely somewhere in Chicago, doom-scrolling with the exact panic reserved for that moment when you realize your rival just sprinted 5 laps ahead in the marathon for relevance. Nike didn't just hand Caitlin Clark a logo, they handed her a movement. The interlocking CC is now glowing in Times Square, plastered in ads, and breaking TikTok servers. Hoodies and tees are vanishing quicker than Beyoncé tickets. The resale game's already hiking prices like it's supreme on drop day. This isn't some basic merch drop. It's Clark staking her crown as the queen of basketball branding. And while Caitlin is busy rewriting the superstar blueprint, Angel Reese is probably Googling how to make people care about my Reeboks sneakers, like it's a last-minute open book exam.
You don't get told no. Like, you're going to get the yeses. You're going to get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that. So I'm excited for that. I know that's going to come soon.
Nike launched Clark's new era with the kind of reverence usually saved for global icons. The logo isn't just clean, it's layered. 2 interlocking C's with a hidden third, symbolizing her bond with fans, her unshakable confidence, and her infinite range. That quiet genius is why Nike runs the empire while Reebok begs for scraps. And Clark isn't just scoring a logo, she's landing a full collection. Premium fits, lifestyle gear, the whole spread. October 1st is circled worldwide because this drop isn't just sportswear. It's a ticket into Caitlin Clark's unstoppable ascent.
It looks really unique, I think it's very creative for Caitlin Clark to come up with something like this. And I just enjoy all of it, it's like aura.
We love it! It's simple, yet it speaks a lot.
I love it so much.
I'm a big fan of it. Simplicity is the best. I like the design. Nike always does great with design, so I'm a huge fan of the logo.
It looks really cool. I was really excited to see it last night, and it looks like we're going to get shirts with it on it, so that's pretty exciting too.
I like it. I like how it incorporates the CC.
I love it. Double C's. Let's go, Caitlin!
The numbers behind it are brutal for anyone thinking they could keep pace. Her $28 million 8-year Nike deal isn't just the biggest in women's hoops. It's a proclamation. It shouts, "This game belongs to Caitlin." Every single drop vanishes like gold dust. Jerseys don't just sell out, they nuke websites. Fans camp overnight, spamming refresh like it's oxygen just to snag anything with Clark's name. This isn't commerce, it's hysteria. And right now, Reese is stuck on the sidelines, wondering why her Reebok rollout feels more like a clearance bin special.
I've been telling y'all to stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that A'ja Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line.
Angel Reese thought she'd struck gold when she signed with Reebok. Shaquille O'Neal himself vouched for her, hyping a signature shoe and casting her as the face of their basketball revival. But then, Caitlin Clark reminded the world what real star power looks like. Reese pictured herself as a trailblazer, but instead, she's facing the brutal reality. A Reebok press release doesn't hit like being Nike's chosen one. Clark unveils a logo and the internet implodes. Reese drops a sneaker launch and most folks scroll by like it's a coupon for discount tires.
Angel Reese first signature shoe is set to release. It's set to release. Now, it's not a bad shoe. This is my only problem with it. The colorway. Like, I just feel like they could have had a little more fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Especially being that it's for the All-Star game. Like, why do a basic white shoe? Man, you could have did so much more to make this shoe pop. And y'all just like, nah, we just gonna do a regular white shoe.
The receipts are savage. Caitlin Clark's jerseys rank second in all of basketball. Let me repeat, all of basketball. She's outselling LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Anthony Edwards. Her draft day jersey, fastest selling in any sport, wiped out in under an hour. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's merch is so forgettable, you could probably stroll in today and find racks still collecting dust. No frenzy, no resale hustle, no stampede, just a cold reminder that hype without substance doesn't sell.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize that."
Nike calls Clark's logo a mirror of her limitless range, and it fits. She's not just stretching defenses, she's stretching the boundaries of women's basketball both commercially and culturally. She's rewriting the entire script of superstardom. Every glance at those interlocking C's isn't just branding, it's authority. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is out here pushing an AR Halo logo that sounds more like downloadable content than cultural impact. Sweetie, if your brand needs a halo, it's probably because your career's flatlining and you're banking on divine intervention to keep the pulse going.
Caitlin Clark is simply the talk of the internet today. Her and Taylor Swift broke the damn internet. Yes, bro. And for all the people that was hitting me up about Caitlin Clark's signature logo, somebody said it looked like Chanel. I said it looked like Gucci. But whatever it is a luxury sports brand. I can't think of very many luxury sports brands. Guys, do you, like, I'm a fashion guy. And I understand what Nike is doing. Nike is trying to get into the luxury brand style.
Clark's global pull makes this a nightmare for Reese. Nike isn't just marketing Caitlin Clark to American fans. They're exporting her stardom to Europe, Asia, South America. Her logo is already international currency. Kids in Madrid, Tokyo, and Rio are lining up for her gear because greatness needs no translation. That's why Nike drops her a $28 million bag. She's not just a league star, she's a worldwide phenomenon. Angel Reese, meanwhile, is still struggling to convince folks in her own city that her sneakers are worth caring about.
Sorry, young lady. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA additionally for you. This is all about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of Caitlin Clark.
And here's the truth. Reese's jealousy isn't even subtle anymore. Every time Clark levels up, Reese tries to wedge herself into the discourse with a side-eye quip or some half-hearted dismissal. She dodges Clark's name like it's Voldemort, as if silence could somehow dim her glow. But fans aren't fools. They catch the envy, they catch the clipped sound bites, and they know Reese is gagging on the fact that she'll never command the spotlight the way Caitlin Clark does with a single logo drop.
She seeks that attention, right? And another thing is, it's obvious she's jealous of Caitlin. Every interview, every tweet, everything is about Caitlin. I haven't yet to see Caitlin even respond to her yet. Have y'all?
No.
So when you asking me like, yo, I get it, everybody's watching women's basketball now, who's the real reason? Well, yes, you are right. Reese has a small amount of that, right? But the other real credit goes to Caitlin, not just because what she's doing outside the court and she's waving her hand and all that. It's because she's giving buckets in basketball, right? And she looks like Steph Curry. And that's simple.
The business stakes here aren't just high, they're seismic. Nike betting on Caitlin Clark is already paying dividends in ways that probably have Reebok execs staring at boardroom ceilings questioning every career move. Clark's merch doesn't just sell, it ignites cultural moments. She rocks her new logo pants to practice, and it's headline news. Her All-Star jerseys drop in July 2024, gone in 15 minutes flat. That's not ordinary retail. That's event-level marketing. The kind of phenomenon no brand can buy with money alone.
Everybody is ablaze right now. Everybody's wondering, what is really going on with Angel Reese? Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you gotta be, hold on, you have to have some level of self-awareness here.
Angel Reese is day to day again. But if you've been tracking her saga, that's code for oops, I'm out again. Last year, wrist injury. This year, mysterious back gremlins. Conveniently, the Chicago Sky started winning without her. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out with a legit groin injury and still showing up like a stats-breaking superhero, leading her team toward the playoffs. So, is Reese actually hurt, or is this just the WNBA's most predictable vanishing act? And let's not forget the sweet irony, she's now the poster child for quitting on the Sky.
I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury basically since the All-Star break. And there's no details. Every day we hear that Angel Reese is day to day. And every week there's no update on what she's struggling with, what she's doing. There's nothing. There's no information about Angel Reese. I think she's quit on this season. I think this is a worse version than Kawhi Leonard.
Angel Reese is day to day again. And at this point, fans could quote the lines in their sleep. Same vague updates, same Houdini vanishing act, same perfect timing whenever Chicago hits a rough patch. We've seen this flick before. Last year, a serious wrist fracture, emergency surgery pitched as arthritis prevention for a 20-something, and just like that, season over. No slow comeback, no heroic finish. Curtain closed.
Hey, look, bro, you gotta remember, she quit in Unrivaled. She just stopped playing in Unrivaled. Said she was hurt, didn't show up for the championship game, didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up, didn't finish playing in none of the games. Now, this year, she's saying this season, it's her back. It looked like she's not finishing playing in none of the games. The Sky needs you. The Chicago Sky, you guys are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. They need Angel Reese to play in games. Angel, where you at? Where are you at, Angel? This is nuts.
And now, the sequel drops. A mysterious back injury. No timeline, no real details. Just the uncanny appearance smack in the middle of another Sky slump. Check the schedule, and it's practically cinematic. Losses mount, pressure peaks, and poof, she vanishes. Not in uniform, not on the bench. At this point, fans can practically set their watches by which week day to day magically turns into indefinite absence.
Angel Reese! She might have tapped out, y'all. Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating. What is this back injury? What's going on? Hey, are you trying to pretend like you hurt because Caitlin Clark really is hurt? Wait. What's going on? What's going on, man?
The weirdest part? She couldn't even bother hopping on a plane to Indianapolis for a Fever game, one of the WNBA's supposed can't-miss matchups. The league's self-declared ITG girl just ghosted the season's hottest rivalry. But rewind a few weeks, and she's in Indiana for the All-Star game, smiling, posing, and even staging a marketing stunt where she claimed she took over Caitlin Clark's trap. So, apparently, her back works great for camera time, just not for actually facing Clark on the court. Fans are noticing the pattern.
I think she's using her back as an excuse to sit out because she doesn't really care about basketball. I think she looks over at Caitlin Clark and says, hey, Caitlin Clark is out with a legitimate injury. I proved my point before the All-Star game when I went on a 10-game run trying to justify being on the All-Star team. When that first ballot came out, when the first voting results came out about the All-Star game and I was 13th, holy cow, Angel Reese panicked, started playing hard, tried to put up some stats to justify being on the All-Star team, did that. And now she said, hey, the Chicago Sky sucked this year. Peace out.
Naturally, the rumors fly. Is this all about shielding her brand from another high-profile hit? Padding her stats by dodging the games where she might get exposed? The chatter isn't flattering. Commentators are already dropping hints she's done for the year, and some aren't even subtle. She's quit.
She knew, she identified once they lost Vandersloot, their point guard, early in the year, and once they started getting their brains beat in, hey, we're not going to win anything this year. I'm not putting these L's on my resume. I'm going to have an excuse for the Chicago Sky potentially coming in with the worst or second worst record in the WNBA. These losses will not be on my resume.
2 seasons, 2 injuries, both showing up exactly when her game's credibility is on the ropes. Both conveniently erasing any chance to prove she can survive a losing streak and still contribute. Line up the timelines, and it starts looking less like bad luck and more like a strategy. And here's the kicker. The second she's off the court, the team actually starts playing basketball. That's when suspicious tips into, you can't make this up.
Last year with the Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you no longer, you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year. But once you realized your double streak was over, and it was over. She took over post-Olympic break. Once you realized it was done, you threw in the towel, said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year. You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season. You didn't even show up for the championship. No, not only did you not play, you didn't even show up to the game at all. People noticing a pattern with you. That's 2 seasons in a row.
The Sky's win-loss record tells a very different story than their Angel Reese marketing. For someone billed as the franchise's face, the results don't back it up. They actually play better without her. And it's not a fluke. Long stretches without her are when they string wins and dodge the sloppy losses that keep them near the bottom. Not exactly a flattering resume for a cornerstone player.
Let's get it! Burn! Lack of awareness combined with a lack of ability to jump. Not great! Burn!
Me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow.
Yeah! Again! Do it for me! Rebound! Burn!
Just look at what happened when Chicago faced Indiana without Caitlin Clark. Everyone assumed the Fever would be easy prey. Instead, Lexi Hull dropped 17 points, finished plus 22, and Indiana steamrolled the Sky. That's the same Sky team that can't crack Indiana in any scenario this year. With Clark out, Hull, Boston, Mitchell, Cunningham, they all clicked, trusting the game's flow. No forced shots, no brand theater.
Williams gonna have to hurry, off the dribble, rolls out. Oh, open 3. Oh, what a sight for Alexi Hall. She has needed that one to drop.
Alexi Hall catching fire.
Now Chicago just needs to get it a little bit more settled here in the half court. Nurse loses at Mitchell 2-on-1. It's a foot race. Mitchell to Cunningham. Cunningham right there for 2 more.
Team chemistry isn't rocket science. It's basketball 101. You either have players who lift everyone up, or you have Angel Reese. When Reese takes a seat, suddenly the ball flows like it's been let out of a cage. The stats don't lie. Chicago's offense stops waiting for her to post up like a confused mannequin or crash the boards like it's a demolition derby. Suddenly, the guards actually run the plays. The wings slash like they've got a vendetta, and the shots? Real quality looks instead of the kind of wild heaves that make fans clutch their pearls and ask, did she even see the basket? Let's be honest. Angel quitting the Sky in the WNBA? Yeah, she's no Caitlin Clark.
Well, it looks like Angel Reese. Well, it looks like she's just been caught in what could certainly be taken as in a lie. All right? All these things that she says she has dealt with over the last year, all these encounters of racism.
Picture this. Angel Reese sits down for another grim post-game Q&A after getting thumped by the New York Liberty. Cameras flash, reporters hover, then bam. She drops a comment her PR team probably wanted to intercept mid-air, tearing right through the polished narrative we've been fed about Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever fandom.
Angel Reese, the most coddled, babied professional athlete in all of sports, continues to be the most babied and coddled professional athlete in all of sports, continues to have her peers say, "You go, girl. You be unapologetically yourself. Don't worry how rude, how arrogant, and how disrespectful you are. Don't worry about all the lies that you perpetrate. Don't worry about that."
The WNBA wrapped up its investigation and, surprise, found zero proof of any racist comments at the Fever game. Case closed, right? Not so fast. Because what Angel Reese just blurted out on live TV might be the actual plot twist here. The real mystery? What exactly did she spill when she thought the mic wasn't catching her tea?
Remember the guy that I guess, was out there waiting for him supposedly, and when the team was coming out, and of course we saw footage of that, and there was nothing malicious to it whatsoever that anybody could see. And then of course the Indiana Fever fans were yelling racist things or making racist noises out around the court. WNBA did an investigation, found nothing.
The WNBA spent weeks investigating claims of racist comments at the Fever versus Sky game, but their conclusion shocked no one, except maybe Angel Reese and her most loyal fans. When the league launched the investigation, they went full CSI, courtside. Fans near the alleged drama were interviewed, staff from both teams grilled, and arena workers questioned like it was a crime thriller. They even combed through security footage frame by frame, angle by angle.
It is embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. And the fact is that originally it's, oh yeah, we're looking towards everything. Then they had to double down. They actually redacted this statement. They redacted a statement. They redacted the statement saying we're looking at everything, saying no, we're actually not looking at most of the stuff. We're looking at a lie spread on social media that went viral. We are looking into a literal lie spread on social media that got spoken into fact. We're looking at a lie.
So after all that digging, what did the WNBA find? Drumroll, nothing. No evidence of racist behavior from Fever fans. Investigators combed video, scoured audio, talked to eyewitnesses, and came up empty. But here's the twist. Sky coach Tyler Marsh revealed his team didn't even hear about the alleged incidents until they saw it blowing up on social media after the game. Let that sink in. The head coach had no clue until Twitter told him.
Yeah, I think we agree. I think we're in compliance with them, with the league, and obviously there's no room or space in our game for hate. So but in line with everything that's going on.
Coach, when did you become aware that there was hate speech that happened?
I think when everyone else did. I think that it's something that we heard about, and so again, we're just forthcoming with anything that the league is able to do investigation-wise.
And get this, not a single player from either team heard a thing during the game. No coaches flagged it, and refs didn't report any crowd-related issues. The controversy? Sparked entirely by social media posts, with about as much evidence as a UFO sighting in a potato field. No video, no audio, just dramatic claims that it happened. Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky looked blindsided. Their players showed no distress during the game, no meltdowns, no sideline complaints. Then, hours later, boom, Twitter and Instagram lit up with claims that somehow escaped everyone actually at the game.
I didn't think these things would be a topic this year. It's certainly not at this point, but here we go again.
Because now Indiana Fever players, all right, are getting called into question. Indiana Fever fans are getting called into question today. We got one post on here where somebody's literally calling, they're talking about there should be a boycott. That's what it really is of the All-Star game over player safety.
Here's the play-by-play. Someone claimed on social media they heard racist comments at the game. A few clicks later, it spread like wildfire. No fact-checking, no receipts, just vibes. Suddenly, major sports outlets were breathlessly covering alleged incidents that, spoiler alert, apparently never happened. No one in the arena heard a thing, security footage showed nothing, and players and coaches were totally unaware until social media chimed in with, "Hey, be outraged now." The WNBA's official statement said the reports were not substantiated, which is polite speak for, yeah, this didn't happen. But what the league did find? That was just the opening act for the drama still to come.
The league is also taking a big L because there's no apologies to any fans whatsoever on this totally BS statement released by the WNBA. Yeah, you found nothing. That's great. That's accurate. Guess who told you you would find nothing? The entire Indiana Fever fan base said you weren't going to find anything. But this league that has never turned a profit decided to accuse their own fans.
During what seemed like a routine media appearance, Angel Reese casually tossed a grenade into the narrative we'd been hearing. She looked relaxed, maybe too relaxed, like she was chatting with friends, not facing a room full of reporters. But then, the vibe shifted. A question about the recent heat she's faced made her sit up. Her tone changed, the polish faded, and out came a raw, unfiltered response. One that didn't exactly line up with her earlier claims about being targeted by Fever fans.
Three-time BET Sports Woman of the Year, Angel Reese, says she doesn't pay attention to what folks say about her online because no one has ever said a negative word about her in person. Uh-oh. So what have you been talking about for the last 17 or 18 months? Uh-oh. I hope she realizes she just admitted this and did so on camera with audio. Yeah, nobody's ever going to let her let this down now.
What came out of her mouth next? A plot twist that torched weeks of narrative building like a rom-com blowing up in Act 3. Reese basically hinted the whole thing, yep, that thing, never actually happened. She even dropped a casual, "I've never had a bad interaction with a fan," like she was reading from the opposite day script. Then she pivoted to the dangers of internet drama, saying how things get twisted and people jump to conclusions without a parachute of facts. The way she said it, it sure sounded like a quiet admission that the controversy wasn't nearly as serious as everyone thought.
Yeah, obviously don't worry about what's going on online. I get so much love in person. I haven't ever had a negative encounter in person ever. And I've been going through this for 3 years. I've never had an encounter in person that was negative. So people online are behind a keyboard for a reason. And I don't worry about that stuff. I trust my work. My teammates trust me. And I was telling Milla today, like, she felt like she was having a rough day. And I was like, how many times have I had a rough day? And you picked me up. So don't get down on yourself. I know my teammates have my back. My coaches have my back. And that's all that really matters. I don't have to prove anything to anybody but myself and my teammates.
This confession drop-kicked everything we'd been spoon-fed for weeks. The saga had been that Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky were trapped in a thunderdome of racism, tormented by Indiana Fever fans like it was a twisted, sports-themed Game of Thrones episode. Headlines screamed, "Protect the players," as if the WNBA needed to call in the Avengers. Reese was cast as the damsel in distress, needing rescue by the league and a squad of ride-or-die teammates. But now, reporters glanced around like characters in a heist movie, realizing they were double-crossed. You could feel them thinking, wait, did we just witness history or the plot twist of the decade?
Chicago Sky, y'all stink, bro. Y'all, look, there's trash and then there's trash. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, the Chicago Sky got destroyed by the Stud Buds. Everybody watches the Stud Buds. Shout out to Courtney Williams and Tisha Heiderman, man. Listen, Stud Buds stood on business today. Nafisa Collier stood on business today. They destroyed the Chicago Sky.
Angel Reese just had her worst game, and the Chicago Sky somehow looked more competitive. She had 11 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 turnovers, nearly a triple-double of the wrong kind. The team committed 23 turnovers total. But here's the kicker. The Sky looked better with Reese on the bench. The numbers aren't backing her up as the franchise player.
Tisha Heidemann continues her play that she has done so good. This Rebecca Allen gets it in to Reese. Oh, she walked into Reese. That Reese Collier matchup has been a good one so far tonight. The double team comes and Reese passes it into the backcourt. Heidemann catches up to it and right into the hand.
The 91-68 score doesn't capture it all. Minnesota methodically tore apart Chicago's game plan from the start. The Lynx controlled every possession and dismantled the Sky quarter by quarter until it looked like two different sports.
It was a nightmare performance. 9 turnovers to 3 assists. And like some of these were like calamitous turnovers. Like I don't know what she's trying to, obviously, I don't know where she's trying to release the ball from there. Like she shoots shot from her hip right then. I don't know what she's trying to do here. I really don't know what she's trying to do. She takes, I don't even know. I don't even know what she's trying to do on this turnover.
Great teams don't ease up. They finish the job. The Lynx played like they had a vendetta, staying aggressive all 40 minutes. While others might coast with a lead, Minnesota kept pressing, making Chicago look helpless offensively.
Nafisa Collier stirred the pot. She was cooking her. 8 of 16 from the field, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, shot 50% from the floor. Kayla McBride, 8 of 14, 3 of 7 from 3. I mean, everybody's a plus. Plus 29, plus 21, plus 23, plus 27, plus 21. Everybody's a 20 plus for the Minnesota Lynx.
Chicago shot just 39.3% from the field, proof of how smothering Minnesota's defense was. Every possession was a struggle, with forced shots and hesitant passes. Shooting under 40% in the pros signals a broken offensive system.
The Sky really suck. Like, the Sky are now 2 games behind the LA Sparks.
The Lynx are now 21-4, adding another dominant win in a potentially historic season. They're not just winning, they're crushing teams at home. Meanwhile, the Sky dropped to 7-16, now 4 games out of the final playoff spot. With time running out, their postseason hopes are nearly gone.
Angel Reese, Part 51, let's get it! Bang! Angel's Island, like Epstein's Island. Apparently no one's there. How about it? Bang! Another day, another dollar to make me holler for some more Reeboks. Come on, give me that! Bang!
The Sky didn't just get outplayed. They looked outclassed, like they didn't belong on the same court. Minnesota forced a season-high 23 turnovers, making their defense look historic. That's not just bad execution, it's a sign of serious issues with ball security and basketball IQ throughout Chicago's roster.
Especially with this girl turning the ball over 8 and 9 times a game. Last game before the game before she sat out before All-Star break, she had like 7 turnovers, and y'all act like it didn't matter. It's so funny. Y'all are turnover police and turnover merchants when it comes to everybody else. Well, technically not everybody else, just Caitlin Clark, who averages like 9-10 assists a game. Y'all are turnover merchants when it comes to her. But y'all act like y'all don't see this girl turning the ball over 9 and 10 times a game, and she cannot handle the ball. She's not a point forward. Y'all gotta cut it out. Just cut it out, man.
This wasn't just a loss for Chicago. This was a complete exposure of their fundamental flaws as a team that relies too heavily on individual performances instead of cohesive team basketball. Speaking of individual performances, one player's stat line perfectly captured everything wrong with the Sky's approach.
Angel Reese did, however, continue her double-double streak, 11 points, 11 rebounds. So she continues her double-doubles, McDoubles, you know what I'm saying?
Angel Reese had 11 points and 11 rebounds, but still looked like the worst player on the floor at times. Her 9 career-high turnovers erased any positives. When your franchise player gives the ball away that much, it's not just bad, it's sabotaging your team's chances.
Angel Reese had 9 turnovers. Yo, listen, y'all gotta stop with this point forward foolishness, man. Let's take a look, man. Hold on, man. Y'all be wildin'. Y'all be wildin', son. Bruh, come on, man. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop, yo. Y'all gotta stop.
Reese's double-doubles built her reputation, but this game exposed how hollow they can be when paired with major mistakes. She repeatedly gave the ball away, turning routine passes into gifts for Minnesota. Every time Chicago gained momentum, another Reese turnover shut it down.
All right, y'all have to accept the fact this girl is not Alyssa Thomas. Can y'all just stop playing games now? Can y'all just stop playing games now? This girl is not Alyssa Thomas. Y'all, Foulon, y'all been turnover police. She had another 9 turnovers today. 9 turnovers to 3 assists. A minus 19. 9 turnovers to 3 assists. And y'all keep trying to act like this girl's a point forward. Y'all got to stop playing games, man. Stop playing games, bro.
Reese's 9 turnovers weren't flukes. They were fundamental breakdowns. She threw no-look passes to Lynx players, traveled in the post, and made wild passes out of bounds. Even under light pressure near half court, she kept losing the ball. Basic skills simply failed her.
Come on, man. Traveling, just traveling, just doing all types of stuff. Like, what? Yo, the Sky is bad.
This game exposed Reese's flaws as a point forward, a role needing ball handling, vision, and smart decisions. She had 3 assists and 9 turnovers, a ratio that would shame even a high school player. Though she's tied with Elena Del Don at 42. Career double-doubles in fewer games, that stat hides major weaknesses. Critics now question whether her numbers actually help her team win, and this game gave them plenty of proof.
Bro, y'all have to stop playing games. She's not a point forward, bro. Stop playing games. Look at where are you? First of all, you're making a post entry from the logo, from the half court marker. Where are you going with the ball? Where are you going with the ball? Why would you try to make a post entry from right there, man?
Reese picked up her 7th technical foul of the season, now leading the league and sitting 1 away from suspension. Stemmed from a minor verbal exchange, highlighting her lack of composure when her team needed steady leadership most.
Can somebody explain to me why Angel Reese keeps driving at Klindakova? Like, Klindakova has literally blocked Angel Reese 6 times this season. By herself. Like, she got free throws on this. I don't know how. And then, she immediately tries to start a fight with somebody. And gets teed up. And is like 1 off of suspension. She gets swatted. Hits the deck. Like, there's absolutely no foul in that. She gets a good whistle. Jumps up and then goes at somebody on the other team. Who's she go at? She goes at Diamond Miller, her former Maryland teammate. And like, Angel's 1 tack off of suspension as well.
This game showed the gap between stat padding and winning basketball. While Reese hunted rebounds and racked up turnovers, Nafisa Collier and Kayla McBride each scored 19 points by playing within the offense. Their smart cuts, open threes, and efficient post-ups came without forcing shots or dominating the ball. Just clean, team-first basketball.
Now, am I surprised that they blew them out? No. Minnesota Lynx probably the second best team in the league after the New York Liberty, in my opinion. And the Chicago Sky are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. So we knew this would happen, but we are not seeing the continued growth from the Chicago Sky players. I mean, Camila Cardosa, 4 of 12. She had 10 and 10, but you expecting her to play, 4 of 12, you expected more than that. Angel Reese was 4 of 8, 11 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 turnovers. She was a minus 19.
Courtney Williams added 10 points and 7 assists, showing how the Lynx thrive through balanced team play. She kept the offense flowing, creating chances while scoring when needed. With threats at every position, Chicago couldn't lock in on one player. Minnesota's team-first approach overwhelmed the Sky's defense, proving once again that team basketball beats individual talent every time.
This is a fake one-sided rivalry. We got Angel Reese taking more shots at Caitlin Clark unnecessarily. You in Indiana having a great time partying. We see all the clips. Why can't you just do your thing?
Angel Reese launched her shoe campaign during WNBA All-Star Weekend, aiming for the spotlight. But Caitlin Clark got injured, ticket prices crashed 48%, and interest vanished. Reese ended up performing for no one. Now we break down how it all went wrong.
But can Sarah Spain and the media stop going out there and saying that, the Caitlin Clark needs to do something to stop all this, when it is very clear this is a one-sided beef, and the one-sided beef is not from Caitlin Clark?
Everyone thought this All-Star Weekend would be the breakthrough for women's basketball. It was supposed to be Clark versus Reese in Indy, packed arenas, screaming fans, and record viewership that would finally force ESPN to care. It had all the makings of a Hollywood moment.
We do start our show, though, with unfortunate news out of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark announced today that she will miss both the three-point contest and the WNBA All-Star Game this upcoming weekend in Indiana after re-aggravating a groin injury in that final minute of Tuesday's win over the Connecticut Sun. Clark had missed 4 games and the Commissioner's Cup final with that groin injury earlier this month, and now will be out for this weekend's festivities, which really stinks for fans, but you know that if there was any way that she could be out.
Then came the shock. Clark's groin injury, announced days before the weekend. Everything unraveled. Fans had flown in just to see her. Hotels were packed, restaurants bracing for crowds. Sponsors banked on the Clark-Reese rivalry. Nike had drops ready. ESPN called it must-see TV.
The story we have been following throughout the past 2 days surrounds the superstar herself, Caitlin Clark, the WNBA star, the Indiana Fever star, Caitlin Clark. She's going to miss all the action on the court.
Clark's home state was set to be her stage. Indiana fans were ready to pack Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The hometown hero narrative was perfect, but once her injury hit social media, the hype collapsed, marketing wobbled, and the storyline vanished. The buzz just deflated.
Caitlin Clark gets hurt, and guess what? Your demand vanishes because people ain't going to pay up to see these athletes that are ungrateful that their sport's growing. People aren't paying up for that. And we are here, right here. The tickets for this game, for this All-Star game, they've dropped by 50%.
This wasn't just any injury. Clark brought casual fans and real attention to the WNBA. Without her, the league lost its main draw. What was a celebration became a reminder of fragile momentum. Everything hinged on her showing up, and when she didn't, the spotlight faded.
But when it comes to the vendors in the arena, the shops in the arena, they're not going to have the same amount of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was there. The surrounding restaurants, the surrounding areas, the surrounding attractions, they're not going to have the same number of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was healthy.
What was meant to be a celebration of women's basketball turned into a wake-up call for the league's growing pains. While Clark dealt with a real injury and left fans heartbroken, someone else saw a chance to grab the spotlight, turning the weekend into a personal stage.
Reebok, Angel Reese are taking shots at Caitlin Clark, using her as promo. Angel Reese, let's be clear here. Let's just be all the way clear here. Angel Reese is a solid basketball player. Angel Reese 100% has benefited from attaching herself to Caitlin Clark at every single turn. Her podcast, the first 3 episodes, all the clips promoting was bringing up Caitlin Clark. It was bringing up Caitlin Clark in all of the promo. People wanted to know what she was going to say. She used Caitlin Clark as promo.
Now picture this, dropping your biggest marketing campaign in your rival's hometown while she's sidelined and can't even show up. That's what Angel Reese did with her I'm in Your City campaign during All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis. Her Reebok shoe launch came with bold billboards, aggressive social media, and a message that felt like a takeover in Clark's own backyard.
Angel Reese, I'm in your city. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. Post it on Instagram. There's about 15 fans there and Reebok put up a board. You would expect Reebok to put up a board. Let's never forget that when let's never forget the gigantic Caitlin Clark Nike billboard in Chicago. Let's never forget that. So if Reebok didn't put up a board for Angel Reese,
the timing was either terrible or perfectly calculated, depending on your angle. Reese's team built the whole campaign around being in Indianapolis, fully aware it was Clark's home turf. This wasn't just a shoe launch, it was a statement dropped deep in rival territory.
Is you continue to take shots at her, and then when them shots get fired back, nobody likes it. We don't have no videos of Caitlin Clark really taking shots at Angel Reese. Look at what Angel Reese and Reebok are doing for views. Walk in your trap, take over your trap. This is promo they're doing in Indianapolis, where Caitlin Clark plays. That is a clear shot. It's a clear shot. Like I said, this is a fake rivalry. I think you've won 1 game versus Caitlin Clark. You've never won in Indiana at all. It's just like you continue to attach yourself to her at every turn and use her as promo.
Let's be real. Reese flooded social media with walk in your trap, take over your trap messaging, even backing it with Bankroll Fresh's take over your trap on her Instagram story. But with Clark sidelined, it came off like she was claiming a win by default. Social media didn't hold back. Some fans called it savvy marketing, but way more saw it as tone-deaf and classless. The reaction? A mix of light jabs and serious criticism, all focused on the questionable timing.
Caitlin Clark has never said a negative word about Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark has never said a negative word, or to be honest, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, she did show it by her actions. She didn't need to say, I'm taking over Chicago. She did, however, go and put up 31 and 12, set a career high with 12 assists, be the only player in the history of the WNBA ever to have 31 and 12 in a game. She did, in fact, do that and then try to hype up the Chicago crowd. So it's fair enough. You want to say, oh, Caitlin Clark did this, then show it with your actions. Go and win MVP. Don't just be like, this is my city. Don't just come in and be like, this is my city. You've never won a game. Has she won a game in Indiana? I don't think she's ever won a game in Indiana. I actually do not think she has won a pro game in Indiana.
Here's where it got interesting. Reese didn't back off when Clark's absence was confirmed. While other players showed respect and dialed down the competition, Reese pushed her campaign full throttle. The contrast was clear. Most All-Stars were there to celebrate the league. Reese, meanwhile, seemed focused on fueling a rivalry with someone who couldn't even suit up.
Now with Reebok she's using, this is nonstop. She has attached herself to Caitlin Clark at every single turn, and she has benefited. Let's be clear here. Yes, she does receive backlash. She does receive negativity, but she has benefited greatly. She has made millions of dollars off of attaching herself to Caitlin Clark and using her to make her brand bigger.
What was meant as a bold flex looked like a win by default. Claiming someone's city while they're injured isn't competition, it's opportunism. One analyst called it a one-sided rivalry. Reese swung at the air while Clark faced real setbacks. The backlash? It showed in the numbers.
This is absolutely a one-sided rivalry. And we've got to say it like it is. Like, we can't say Caitlyn needs to do this, Caitlyn needs to do that. Let's be real. The only reason this is still a rivalry is because the other side of the rivalry won't stop it. And by the way, it is extremely beneficial for Angel Reese to be in this rivalry.
Want to see Clark's impact? Look at the numbers. Ticket prices crashed from $121 to $64, a 48% drop. It wasn't minor. The market shouted her value. TickPick had the game set for a $262 average until her injury. That record-setting hype? Gone, along with Reese's credibility.
And it's not just the on-court product that suffers without number 22, Caitlin Clark. The entire weekend's economic opportunities have felt the fallout. This was conveyed with a July 18th post from NBA Central that wrote, quote, "The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%. From $121 a ticket to $64 a ticket after the news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing."
Clark's impact is superstar economics. When she missed games in May, ticket resale prices dropped 47% in DC and 71% in Chicago. Unheard of. Sponsors scrambled, WNBA packages sold out, arenas filled fast. But without Clark, all that planning felt shaky.
From $121 all the way down to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing. These are people saying, I'm done. I don't want to watch. Caitlin Clark's not. I bought tickets solely to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star game. I made accommodations solely to get to Indiana to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star game. She's injured. I have no interest in that anymore.
Clark's absence rippled far beyond the arena. Merch sales, concessions, and hotel bookings in Indy all took a hit. Local businesses had prepped for a tourism surge. Restaurants stocked up, hotels sold out. But without Clark, the crowds never came. It exposed the WNBA's dependence on one player. Having a star like her is a massive boost, but it's also risky. When she's out, the whole structure shakes. No other WNBA player moves the needle like Caitlin Clark.